Welcome back once again to Aviassembly. I'm PowerMad. Quick note, we're going to be building attempting to build a C-130 Hercules. It was a viewer suggestion, and if you'd like to make a suggestion, feel free to drop it down in the comments. And if I think it's possible, I will give it a shot. Um, so I guess that's where we're at. Let's see if we can figure this out. I got some pictures up because I'm not 100% sure. But yeah, let's give it a shot. I have pictures, but I have to move things around to get to them. Hold on a second. One sec. Where are they at? It's over there. Okay. Okay, so. Well, because C-130, I mean, this much I know. The damn thing is huge. So we've got really only one option for a nose. Definitely not a big enough nose. Well, actually, let me get a wide fuselage. Anyway, I hope everybody has had a wonderful week. Apparently, people really like to watch Aviassembly over the weekend. Because, man, I appreciate everybody who's been watching these. Let me just say that. How about that? It's been a rather big surprise that. Oh wait, no, we're gonna have to blend this one, aren't we? Because it's. Hold on. We got another fuselage piece. We're gonna need a blender in the middle because we do have to change this. But yeah, it's rather a big surprise at how many people are so interested in this. Appreciate it. Thank you. Got to get that wide body in there, but we got to blend it in. We might have to do multiple stages. I don't know. I'm trying to decide where the right answer is on this angle. Let's see. From a better spot. Yeah, it almost sounds like I know what I'm doing, but trust me, I don't. I think that's the best we're going to be able to do down there. And then we'll have to use that to blend. We may have to add in a second one, actually. We shall see. That is the wrong one. That is the wrong one. Grab the right one. That's the right one. Oh, yeah. Doot. There and there. I think that looks correct. Let's widen out the rear end, too. So we're going to make that one out to maximum just to start it properly. Okay, so there and there. Gonna need to now work with this one. Let's see if we can blend this at all. Let's see. So we may want to make it a little shorter. Oh, that's the wrong one. I need this one. Alright. Unfortunately, there's really not much you can do because you're very limited on your pieces. But, man, I really wish you could put that into the body better. I'm going to give this some color because I'm having trouble with the depth at the moment. That really didn't help. I mean, well, it did, but it didn't. Go with gray. Just to give it some. I'm trying to think if I want to mess with the nose on this thing. I need a different view. I kind of feel like we're going to have to get pretty custom with the front end, huh? I don't know how we're going to. We really need to widen the cockpit. But I don't know how that is really a thing. Could get interesting. All right. Well, let's work on the details in a bit. Let's get a basic shape going here at least. Well, I don't know. Kind of really want to get this front end sorted. little bit better. Not quite sure how. Because whatever we do, we're going to have to put more windows in. Just out of curiosity, can I... No, I can't bring a second cockpit in. Really? Oh, wait, yeah, I can. It ends up back there. That's fine. Because... Wait. If I can do that, then I can probably do this instead. There. There we go. That's a little easier to work with. I have no idea. It's just an idea going through my head. It's probably wrong. But that's why we're trial and error in this a little bit. There, yeah, we might be able to widen it out. I don't know. Wait. Oh, you can't. Never mind. I can't swivel it. I was hoping I could turn it in. I don't think there's any way I'm really going to make that happen. Oh, that's too bad. That was promising. Out of curiosity, how bad does that look? Let's see. I don't think it's going to be good, but... Quit being red, would you? It's not gonna listen to me. It's not gonna let me. No. Alright, well, it was the thought that counts. And the thought sucked. So I guess it doesn't count. Alright. Yeah, I don't know. This part's gonna be a thing. I don't know. Maybe we'll have to mess with it with a fuselage. Let's go ahead. Is there a way? Because that is really unfortunately sized. Gonna be interesting because in order to not screw up the shape back here, because it's two different radius, very oblong, don't know quite how that's gonna work. If it's even gonna work. I mean, it could, right? It could. Just kind of looking at my options, helping to visualize a little bit. Can I make that? I can only make that wider. What am I thinking with that one? I want to do the other. I got to do that. That only works top or bottom, or a complete side, not just top or bottom. Oh, hey, if I do it right, I could do both sides. That's an interesting idea. Except that, no, if I could do both sides, I could have done that with the middle fuselage that we did. All right, hold on. Hold on. We can always extend it back, make it longer. That's not a problem. Yeah, I don't see any way I'm going to be able to round that off. So yeah, I think the C-130 is going to be a little challenging up in the up front here. And we haven't even got to the rest of it. I mean, I honestly, one of the things I was concerned with when he asked, and I went and looked. I mean, I know in theory what a C-130 looked like, but had to look it up to be sure. And the tail is, yeah, that tail is going to be interesting. I knew the cockpit, the fuselage is easy if you can get the cockpit and stuff. So, just feel like I'm missing something on what I could do here, but I don't know what that would be. So this will give us this. This is nice, but not really helpful in this situation. So my idea is somehow to get this in here and do a better job of blending than that part does. Somehow. I'm not quite sure how that would be. Well, so we'd have to, technically, we need to match up these radius down here. I think this is a good first place to start, I guess. That would be about there. Then Oh, I can't go smaller than that. Damn it. That's right. We already tried that. Didn't work. Oh, this is gonna be troublesome. We can get the look. I guess that's about the best we're gonna be able to hope for. Maybe. And well, actually, hold on. If we're gonna do that and we're gonna think about it, we're gonna keep it. Do another. No, I want you on this side. Thank you. See, I don't think we're gonna gain that much. I mean, this could end up being like 20 layers just to get this front end the way I would like it, possibly. But let's see. I think that one not really helping necessarily, but we'll keep going with it. Hold on. I'm gonna run with the idea. Yeah, we definitely got to put that back down now. Didn't think that was really helping. See, the problem is just going to be getting that to at least smooth. I don't suppose I didn't happen to notice. Oh, I can. That's really the thing's trying to hold or do a lot of work there, and I don't know if it's pulling off the job or not. All right, let's paint it and see if it helps. I mean, a little, but the front end just doesn't quite have the radius it should. We're going to have to fill this a little bit more. That's going to take so many fuselage. Oh my goodness. All right. Back over here. I guess we're doing them both at the same time now. Oh, I put those in the worst spot. No, screw that. Turn mirror mode off. Let's just get a single. We'll mirror it afterwards. Yeah, nothing worse than trying to move these in diagonals. Sometimes. All right, let's see. Yeah, I think we've still got some adjustments to be made there. Actually, yeah, this might work. Having ideas. They're not good, but I'm having ideas. All right, there. Let's see. It really doesn't matter. We gotta reshape this before I get too involved. Okay, I think we are gonna go squared at the top. Always readjust it later, no biggie. We're back here a bit more, but not up in front. All right. Then, oh, I gotta turn this first. And we're gonna narrow that. All right. So far, so good. Gotta move it a bit. I may end up with layers in here that are completely unnecessary, but I don't see me redoing them. I think we'll just let them hide in there. All right, hold on. I think I can make this in like 1 or 2 more fuselages and be happy with it. That would be nice. Oop, nope, 90 degrees. Nope, nope. Turn it like that. Try moving it again. Oop. Not quite what I want. As a matter of fact, now I'm looking at it, I'm not quite sure I'm happy with the whole fuselage. But, hey, what the hell? Trial and error, right? I think I can fix that whole thing actually really fairly easily now that I'm looking at this. Sorry, I'm working on the rest of the fuselage at the same time at the moment. My head just popped in with something because if I do what I think I'm doing, I got to redo all this anyway. So let's. All right. So starting from scratch. Well, not scratch, but instead of doing a bunch of little ones, we are going to try to fix fuselage in one fell swoop here. Well, mostly one. So we're going to bring this down along the side. Yep. Hey. Then, actually, no, we're going to, and there. Can't quite see my angle there. Am I happy? I think I'm happy. Do this side also. Actually, this one we're going to square up completely because it's going to match up, if need be, with the other side. And actually, you know what? Probably same on this one. We're going to just create a whole new fuselage. We may have to round this off because now that I think about it, I'm going to be tilting it, but we'll see. Yeah, actually, you can already see. I can think ahead a little bit. Let's make like almost like a water drop out of this a little bit. And actually change that completely again. Make a really funky contact lens. All right. Right, and we want to do, yeah. That should be good. Okay, hopefully. Let's see. Because next is drag that all the way down. Doesn't have to be all the way down for now, and we can get an idea of it from here. But yeah, I think this might be a better way to go. There. Okay. That's already looking like a little bit more wide body because we got to make it actually wide all the way up to the top. We need to taper it in. I think this idea at the moment is functional. We'll see. Okay. I think that's about as high as we want to go with it. Let's find out. Boy, that was about perfect. All right. Having a hard time complaining about that. Let's see. One sec. Let me grab a cough drop here. But I don't know why, for the last few streams especially, man, I get just a super dry throat out of nowhere. So I'm just starting off the day ahead of the game with some extra cough drops. Okay. So let's see. Now we want to rotate a bit. Definitely don't want a 90-degree snap angle, but at least we didn't have to fight with it. Didn't have to forget this time. All right, angle. There we go. And we're going to reposition it just a bit. There. I think maybe down a bit. Oh. Now, let's get our butt back out here so we can actually see the arrow. There we go. This is only a guesstimate on the length anyway. That's why I'm not going to try too hard to match the length. All right, let's go ahead and mirror that for both sides. How's our angle up there where it meets? I think that's looking okay at the moment. Paint it in, see what happens. I think that blends overall. I really want to line those up though. I think I can do that just by extending this. No, I can't. Damn it. Cannot have those lines that far out of whack. I mean, I don't even like them that far out of whack, but I don't know if my hand's steady enough. Oh wow. I don't even know if I can get them any better than that. So, all right, we'll consider that functional. Wait, what the hell happened there? Take off mirror mode. Delete. Delete. Where did all these come from? Delete. Alright, let's mirror that one. Are we... What? Why is that not mirroring properly at all? That is really strange. I mean, that's not a mirror in any way, shape, or form on that. Oh! I never deleted these and it's screwing with everything. Okay, hold on. Get rid of that. Alright. Mirror. Now do it. Aha. Simple mistakes, big problems. Alright, so now our lines are lined up. Everything looks good. Didn't mirror the paint. Okay. So now we can go back to fixing that first part, but I think we're off to a much better start on the body for this thing. Okay. And yeah, we can just build straight off of that, which that's why I wanted to start over, because I saw that coming. That was going to be a thing we could just build off of. We didn't need all of those little ones. See, how do I want to do that? It's still going to be a little challenging up front, but I think I can do it a little better. Okay. Grab another. And sure, some of you are screaming because you can do it better. I have no doubt. I don't claim to be the best at this. I just come in here and have a good time. This is just me playing, so you can do better by all means. Show me. Like I said before, if anybody's got suggestions for different things to make, I am listening. Okay. This one. That is not lined up anymore because I accidentally bumped it. There we go. Fixed it. I accidentally did a thing I didn't mean to do. That's more along the lines. Alright, so really want this thicker up here, I guess, actually, not thinner. Gotta bring those jowls in, you know? It's not going to be perfect. I'm not trying to say it's going to be perfect, but it's getting better. You're getting closer to that big mouth look that it's got. At least I think so. All right. Our last two fuselages for the nose, hopefully. There. Then let's skinny this up a little bit. I think maybe not that much. Maybe instead of that, maybe we leave them chunky and rotate them in instead. Oh wait, that is not rotate. That is rotate. Good job. Learned that one in kindergarten. It's amazing. Difference between circles and squares, all that good stuff. But how can I make that match? This is gonna be a fun one. Probably gonna have to square something off. Oh, that is getting uglier by the second. I don't like it. I was doing so good and then I screwed it up. Tell you what, let's back it up. Come on, you can go back further than that. Go back to where you're connected. There we go. I should just tweak it with this one. Alright, there. That would have been the smarter answer the whole time. I don't know why I didn't, but I didn't, so yeah. Then Need. Ooh, there is no happy medium on that. It's just all or nothing, huh? Alright, so let's try to do it with this one. That'd be a lot easier if it wasn't in mirror mode. I should have done that last, but that is the wrong side. Alright, let's see. Can't make it smaller. What was I thinking? Of course you can't make it smaller. This is the one that would make that smaller. Do I lose too much? I don't know. We'll have to take a look. We'll paint it up and see. We may come back and revisit this, but for now, I know there isn't a channel there. I mean, we can try to buff that out with some more. And same under here. We can try to flatten that out afterwards. I can flatten the bottom part out real easy. The side's a little more challenging, but I'm more working on the radius because it's got... I mean, I almost wish I had made it even more, almost a triangle, rounded triangle. But there is a limit. All right, so let's go ahead and just flatten out this bottom part while we're at it. Because like I said, that part is not something that should be much of an issue. And extend it. Yeah, let's just go ahead and extend it the right way in general. Go. So there. Then fish. We're going to squish the front further than the back. That one we're going to try to hide. A little better. There. Won't be necessarily perfectly flat because we don't want to have more jagged edges up front, but I think we need a little longer. We might have to resize up here just a touch. Just a little skinny. Put it on a quick diet. Go. Can't make it any narrower. That's fine. What we're going to do instead, rotate that just a touch. A little bit. I'd like it just a little more. That, once painted, should hardly show, right? Right? Feel a little better about that, except for the back. I mean, I still gotta square it off. I just wanted to even see what it would look like. Not super 100% thrilled. Keep forgetting about a tipping motion, bringing the rear out. So let's just move it again. Fill that part's up. Oh, I didn't want to do that. Otherwise, I won't be able to get it without trying to go into the fuselage, and that sucks. All right. Okay. Rotate it back a bit. Gonna be opposite problem I just had. Yeah. Oh, wait, I can still reach it from there. Lucky me. Okay, I want to bring it just to where that's peaking just a little bit, just to make sure. Okay. Now we can rotate it just a hair. I don't know how I screwed that up in the beginning. Not remembering. Now we just want to balance that angle, that angle. Looks pretty equal. Now, and bring that back up to where we had it. It didn't seem like I guess I didn't have it as equal as I thought I did. That's a bummer. All right, well, we'll try it again. Oh, nope. Stop it. I need a finer tuned mouse, apparently. I don't know. I can't, finding a spot in between the two. And why does it keep going the wrong way the minute I click on it? Okay. All right. There. Like I say, we might blend that in, and we can probably do a little bit of a touch up where we put a piece just to tighten that up. But For the beginnings. I'm all right with that fuselage. Hopefully, the person who wanted the C-130 is happy with it too. Next, we have. Boy, they've got kind of a interesting wing, don't they? Let's see. We need to look at our wing options. There. I mean, technically, yeah. Whoops, that's a big tail wing. We don't want that yet. A big wing. That's not correct. Jasmine, thank you for the resub. How are you? 52 months? Much appreciated. I am trying very hard to make this work. This is going to be an interesting one because they have this kind of wing design, but it's much larger. This is the appropriate wing design, but it won't work. God, how? Well, first we got to put them way back here. So you can already see we got kind of a problem here. Those wings, they definitely ain't gonna lift this plane up. But what if? What if? Boy, that is very much the shape of those wings, though. Holy crap! I mean, I really wish I could stretch these. If the devs are watching, just to make people's lives easier, just for fun, just let us change the shape. Don't change the lift. Just let us change the shape. Let us stretch them. Like you can with the fuselage. Let me just stretch them lengthwise and widthwise. And we can make this in no time. As it is, I got to come up with some weird solution. I mean, technically, we could handle some flat space up here, but like if I really wanted to be dumb about it, I guess like that, and this one can be a 90. That'll make it easier. So perfect. Then fish stretch. I might be able to do something with that. Then we'd have to do that. I mean, we won't be able to get this fine point at the back, but we might be able to extend our wings out a little bit. Possibly. That's kind of cool, but that ain't what I was trying to do. All right. There, give a rough idea. That is not what I was trying to do. It's argumentative sometimes. So we want that to be a straight out deal. A little bit more. We will have to do some blending on that, and also drop those wingtips. These wings are fairly straight and level. There's a little bit of an upswing, but that just means we need to tilt this fun. And I missed. Can't even highlight it. Hold on, let me zoom in a little bit. There we go. Oh, well, damn it. Because I have them connected. Hold on. Back up. Pull this off. Only want to tip one thing at a time. Still not close enough. Please. Can I highlight the damn green? Oh, I was on the wrong thing. That's why. Okay. No, I'm still not being able to. Why can't I highlight the damn thing? Thank you. All right. That should be. It seems a little too high. But because it won't let me do it from the angle I want to look at it. Grumpy. Yeah. I think that's good. Of course, then we got to move it into the proper position too, because it's definitely not that low on the plane. They're wings that are very close to the top. Kind of a cool design. I think I built some of my planes in game that way. I don't think it was on any of the ones I was streaming, but when I was playing it before I decided to stream the game, I built them like this. The only problem with it in game is trying to get the landing gear to touch. But since all these landing gear are going to be on the fuselage, it should be fine. Okay, so now we got to figure out what's going on here, because I got mirror mode on. All right, it was just not registering it for the moment for some reason. This mirror, do those look slightly different? I think it's just because that's highlighting. I don't know. This one looks just a touch longer, doesn't it? That's not my imagination. That does look just... I mean, even this segment here versus this segment looks longer. Why? That shouldn't be a thing. Well, whoa. Why did that just delete the one that I started? What are you doing? The game just stole my parts. That's not good. Let's get rid of this wing. We can always mess with it later. That's not hurting us. Is it getting mad at me for how many pieces I have? It better not. Well, that's a problem. Can't mirror mode with it for some reason. All right, well, we got to move this one either way. It's in the wrong spot. I think we want to go up a little higher, too. They're pretty much straight across the top. So, tell you what. I can't really do what I want to do there, so I take it back. Yeah, it will not mirror it back. It'll probably pop up at some point later in time because we never deleted it. But unfortunately, that means we got to make a second one. What the hell is this bullshit? That's not good. Our game is having a problem. Okay, do that again. Mirror. Let me try moving it. An odd thing. And now it doesn't want to attach there. I think that's why the mirror mode wasn't working. I don't know why it wasn't saying, hey, stupid, you're not attached where I want you. See, like there, that looks attached, but I don't think it thinks it's attached. All right, well, that's all right. We'll just make them two separate entities, and then they can fight about it and figure it out amongst themselves later on. Okay. In the meantime, might as well. That is a template. Except that I can't, because it's on two different sides. Damn it. Come on, give me the thing. Wish. Wish. Okay. This isn't where they're going to live anyway, but this just made this part a whole lot more trouble than I would like, because that means I've got to do both of these independently, and the mirror mode isn't going to come in and put it into easy mode for me. Unfortunately. That's close enough for a start. Are we level? Pretty level. Alright, I think we want to try to extend this like... Oh, fine, that must have been even. Either that or we're just uneven at where we're meeting in the middle, which is possible. It does look a little high over here, doesn't it? Just tiny bit. Alright, fairly close. So now we can go back to dealing with these. Alright, turn around. No, that is not, no. Nothing about that is correct. Oh, Nikes, I hit the wrong button. Alright. Okay. And it was facing the right direction before. I don't know why it doesn't want to go back that way. It's going to make me manually do it. All right. Now, that looks to be the wrong side, but 90 degree. Well, actually, 90's fine. Okay. Line up with the front. Shrink the back here as needed. Well, I guess we're going to have to do something about that angle, because that ain't going to work. All right, that little buckle there is going to be the end of my existence, isn't it? Let me see. If I... that might work. Hold on. We switch sides with them. So instead of using it on the correct side that it wants me to put it, let me just put that one over there. Might look a little more in correct placement anyway. We need a little tiny swoop on the wing. I think we might be able to blend that in. Come on. Work with me here. There we go. So let's see. Yeah, it's going to be fun trying to blend that, isn't it? There. The up and down. So the front, it all depends on how much movement they're going to give me here. If they give me too great of a movement, this will be a problem. Oh, wait, I can't do it side to side, only front and back. Damn it. Well, then I can do this. See. Of course, it's going to make me do it 3 times just to get to where I want it. Oh, but I can't make it smaller. I can only make it bigger. Urgh. That part sucks. I can make it more square, but I can't make it. I wanted to drag that back. I keep forgetting that I can't do that. Double check here. That's as skinny as they can go. Yeah. All right. Again, I can probably blend the back into the wing with another fuselage. Those fuselages are going to be pulling a lot of weight today, though. Man. Okay. All right, so let's see. That is unfortunate, though. Is there any other trick I can think of? Maybe multiple wings instead? I just hope it's not like the Chinook, where we put all the time in to build this fancy little thing, and then find that there's something else that would have fit the bill for the job perfectly right off the bat. Let's see, there's wood wing. I mean, it wouldn't fly because the wood wing will break, but hey, it's a straight wing. That part could make that work. But next, how about where's the big tail wing? Where's that one? There it is. Might help us some ways, but I don't think it'll help us in all the ways. I'm really not pleased with these, so we're just gonna go ahead and kill them. I will put the straight wings back on. First, I want to put that on there, and we're gonna mirror it. Yeah. In. Attach that up here. That's going to be our wing attachment. Partially, anyway. We do need to straighten that out, though. That's part of the problem. Yeah, these boy, I did not realize the challenge that dude gave me. It was worse than I thought, challenge-wise, which is good. That's all right. I don't mind. I'm learning. I mean, hell, I'm just learning the game anyway. This might be a better one. Don't tell me glider wings are going to come to my rescue twice. They're not quite straight like the main wings are, but oh, well, that's, yeah, we're getting rid of those. We're going to start, wait, what's this one? That's the Delta. Yeah, definitely not going to use that. Okay, we'll put the glider wings on. They'd be straight if I turn them backwards, but then we're going to have the thick part in the back and the skinny part in the front. Oh no, I'm open to ideas, though. I'm open to ideas. We'll see what we can figure out. If we have to, we'll just stack canards for an hour. It'll be fine. Out of curiosity, what would double glider wings look like? That's that sweep that's gonna kill us, because the sweep goes the other way. That's gonna be very hard to reproduce correctly, and that's not working. It would work for an extension out. We could do that to extend the wing straight, but as far as just only that is not going to work. All right, could do on here. We're just kind of tinkering with ideas at the moment. This is the big problem. This is the correct wing shape overall, but there's just need a way to fill the gap to make it look like these belong to this plane. Speaking of, hold on. Get these off of here. This isn't working, but I'm still going to mess with them. It's not necessarily not going to work forever. It's not working right now. Get to where I can see it. Make the connection there. Up. Oh, it's funny. This actually, the Chinook one last week, became my most watched video. So I appreciate all the people who were interested in this. That's kind of neat. Like, not even close. I mean, granted, my YouTube channel's tiny. But, yeah, it wasn't even a close amount as to how much more people watched this Aviassembly than any other video I have, by far. Craziness. I do appreciate that tons. Thank you very much. I enjoy doing this. It's a fun game. And I do like trying to figure out puzzles, and that's kind of what these are. This part just isn't working, is it? There is nothing there. I may end up going back to that flat beam. It just might be the only way to do it. Because everything else is looking dirty. Like, just dirty. Not good. Not good at all. Yeah. Go ahead and move these out of the way for a moment. Get rid of those. These wings just were this much longer. I'd be alright with it. But they're so short. Alright. Well, enough thinking around with that for a little bit. Let's get some more on the fuselage. Slow down the brain drain just a bit. Okay, so we got a long tail. We're going to need to taper the tail. Upsy-daisy. That's a steeper incline than that. Are we long enough? I think we're long enough body-wise. I think we're good there. So yeah, then we got our loading ramps basically back here. Shorten that up a little bit. And we've got our size. Actually, put that back down a touch. We'll see how much we have to move that down afterwards, because we may want to redo some things, but for now, finish this part of the fuselage as well. That'll be our little gap filler there. And squish. Come on. There we go. Sometimes it doesn't cooperate with me. I've got the right one, right? Yeah. Okay. All right. There, and then we're gonna taper all of this into the tail. This is gonna be fun. I don't know if this is possible. I think we may have to have some extra work here in the back end. We'll see. Because, yeah, that's going to flatten out our fuselage. We don't really want that much. We'll see. Little by little. Got this. Yeah, we're going to have to go with a rotation on that one. Oh, wait. No. No. Drag. Back. Did I undo it? I think I undid it. Okay. Just tweak it that way with this one, and it should stay connected. Almost forgot it again. Oh, that white is blinding, I tell you. Let's go gray. All right, so we're having a little problem back here. That's expected, though. I mean, we do have 3 fuselages going. It'd be so easy if we could just do the one, but we need to square off that bottom, or round off, or triangle off the fuselage in order to make this plane, so it will not quite do in the normal manner. So that's a little better, I think. Actually, yeah, that's not bad. I would like this to go to a finer point, but I don't know if we're going to be able to, but we'll give it a shot. There. I think if we can get anywhere near that, that might be good. Okay, so let's go up a little bit. In just a little more, maybe a little bit more. Nope, that's it. That's all we get. All right, then a little bit. That's a little more, got a little flatness here more than I would like, but not terrible. It's actually going to be worse because I'm going to, boy, there is just no happy medium on that angle. I need like 3 degrees in between here, and we could make all that line up nicely, but as it is, there's not offering that option. There's that one, or that one. You can go with this, or you can go with that. I think we're gonna have to go with this because at least then we get the tighter rear there. Let's see, we might have to put a panel there, but for now, as long as we do it in gray, it looks fine. We do have to flatten out undercarriage though. This is way more involved than I was expecting, so that's cool. Oh no, we don't want those. We want that one. Then we're gonna have to custom angle that one. We don't need mirror mode. We need rotation. Then that down there. Gotta fill the gap. Did not have moved that sideways. We hadn't even messed with it yet. All right, so the square that, and that. Okay, then we're gonna stretch that and that to match as best we can. And we also Oh, I can't make it longer until it's touching the plane. Damn it. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. Oh, thank God. Almost made a big boo-boo. Don't want to redo. Okay, now it's touching the plane. All right, there. And then, that wasn't too bad of a guess on the angle for just doing it from a distance, but we can do better. There. That's not perfect yet, but all right. Give her another swing here. Getting those just one-notch movements is not fun. Especially when every time I click on it, for some reason, my mouse likes to go backwards for a second. That's all right. Still getting there, still getting there. Off of that. That. May taper this back end in just a little bit more, but I think that might be close to it for that one. Trying to flatten that out a bit. All right. Definitely need to swivel that just a little bit more. And again. Well, it's a pretty fine line. I don't think we're going to get any better than that, honestly. That is about as good as I think we're going to be able to do. Fill that channel just a bit. I mean, not completely. I just mean as far as fitment. All right. So now, back to this. I'm going to unsquare that side. Unsquare that side. Then we are going to... I really wish I could use like the scroll wheel or something like that to... Or not scroll wheel, like the arrow keys to do like one tap at a time to just kind of flatten this part out a bit. Alright, so that's about as perfect shape as we're going to get there. Now we just need to make it all fit together. Right now we've got a little tip up here and a bit down there. And I know this isn't going to work, but I'm going to try it anyway. This is just not sensitive enough. Yeah, it deletes everything we just worked for. Gonna have to... Well, if I make it narrower to where it just fits in that channel, maybe that would be the smarter way to go. That is not what I meant to click. I meant to click that. Okay. That one actually needs to be one wider. I got carried away. Okay. There. And one down. There. Oh my goodness. Yeah, I'm gonna have to do this with rotation, which is the worst way I have to do this. It's just so unforgiving. Alright. Like I say, we can blend this little piece in afterwards. If that's triggering anybody, we can work on that. See, it always goes the wrong way when I first click in. There we go. We're not trying to fix everything perfect. We're just trying to smooth that out a bit. You could spend all day trying to get every detail smoothed out, so. See what it looks like with paint. That's what tells us how we're doing. Hey, Scar. Smooth the booty. I said smooth the body. Thank you. See, that doesn't actually... Wow, I did not get nearly as good on that as I thought I did. That sucks. Gotta try it again. Let's tip it this way a bit more. Oh, I thought I did far better on that than I did. All right, so let's actually drag this all the way out so we can match the angles again. How you doing, Scar? I see you've been streaming a lot this week. I don't mind that it tapers in more at the top to fade in, because that is the shallower of the channels. Down here is the deeper part, the problem. A little more significant, but there. Ready for your weekend to start? Has work been extra fun or just extra? I think, actually, you know what? Because this is a rear cargo door, technically, that makes the most sense to actually have that just protrude just a touch, doesn't it? That, I don't know why I didn't think about that. That actually makes sense. A little long, but that would be correct. Let's just say you've lost faith in how smart humans are. Just now, huh? Wow, you held out for a lot longer than I did. God. What was the thing yesterday? Most people have seen Boondock Saints, right? If not, there's a scene in there where he pounds the table and the gun goes off and shoots a cat. People were asking if it was a real cat, and they had heard that it was an accident, and they just kept it in the film. You know, the special effects were amusing, but it wasn't like, yeah, it wasn't exactly, you know, really breathtakingly realistic. So I'm with you on that one, Scar. I am with you. It's about as realistic as my C-130 here. So we do need to blend this in, though, still. Which, technically, I kind of feel like I should make this shorter, because that would be... We're going to make that into the door. And... Anyway, we'll come back. Right now, I'm feeling okay with that back part. I am really concerned with the wings are going to be the biggest problem. I think the body is pretty okay. Video game okay, obviously. I mean, yeah, in real world, there's many things I would be able to do better, or not real world, but more complex video games. There's your big tail wing. Is that going to be big enough? You know, that's actually not awful. It's actually not awful. Problem is, that is not the right angle. And I just adjusted the wrong thing. Just delete it. Okay. Is that the biggest one? That is the biggest one, right? Yeah. Let's start it up here. Oh, I can't because I have so many. Okay, yeah. You know what? We were actually better off just putting it back here and working with it from there. I've got so many fuselages in here, I forgot. There's yeah, good luck trying to find the straight line. Good luck on that. No, that's... Please just... I want that. Thank you. Then... Looks like this pretty much goes all the way to the end. There's hardly any fuselage coming out. Depending on the plane, that's often a big deal. Actually, I think that's even too much fuselage out the back. Ugh. About there. I think that's pretty good. Let's mirror that. Okay, so... And we got, of course, have our large unmirrored. That is a good-sized tail, but it's not a C-130 tail. We're going to have to move that up to about there, and we're going to have to definitely... I know it's not going to blend perfect, but we are going to have to build some of this out of a fuselage. We can either put this forward, or... I think we're better off having the fuselage up front, because these have the details for the fin. for the ailerons and whatnot. You know what I mean? So let's see what we can do. Wish me luck. Give me a 90 on that. Get us started. Then, yeah, the tail fin on this damn plane is massive. I think we're going to be going about like, that is not what I wanted you to do. Give it back. Thank you. I keep missing my click. It's not the game's fault, it's mine. Alright. Then there. Oh, shoot, didn't mean that one. I wanted, yeah, just that one. Okay. So, on back here. And we do have to make this a little shorter. I think we can blend that. That is not, one of those two is not in the center, and it looks like it's our actual tail. Huh. There we go. I want a better look at the tail of the plane. Hold on a second. Let me look for a picture for a second. You're going to go fishing later to see if you can catch anything? Lucky. I love fishing. Kitten loves fishing. We just don't have the time and money for it at the moment. Fortunately. I know you can't see the pictures I'm looking at, so I apologize. I know this just looks like dead air, but I swear I'm trying. Okay. Oh, wow. I'm really glad I looked at that picture. That is a different... This actually, that is weird. So partway up the tail here, like from right here back, is damn near completely flat. Really? Huh. Yeah, you really only get that from a full profile view. That's an interesting one. Alrighty then. All right, well, hold on. Now I want to see one more thing. That's got me curious about seeing it from the underbelly on the rear of the plane, which you'd be surprised at how hard it is to find a picture for that. All right, there's one. Okay, it still tapers in. Okay, it's fine. I was worried that it stayed wide out here at the bottom as it went up, and then it tapered for the tail. But yeah, we've actually got to do something like in the main and here. That was unexpected. I didn't think about that. I don't think I've ever seen a plane shaped like that. That's all right. Such an odd thing. It doesn't need to go smaller. It needs to be as thin as possible. So yeah, and then like there, it's, I don't even know how I'm going to recreate that if I'm going to do any better than what this is already, but because yeah, we got to make it fit the damn wings too. Right now, that ain't working so good. All right, so I'm gonna bring these up and fit them. At least readjusting the fitment's fairly straightforward. Okay, so here, yeah, we're just gonna stretch just a little bit. I really wish I could go a little thinner, but I think we're gonna stretch one more. Actually, that's like it's worse. Well, not really, because we have to move other things yet. Hold on. This be a challenge, though, isn't it? Well, here. No, that is the wrong one. There. Then. I don't know why the mirroring is doing its stupid again. Okay, well, that's fine. They mirrored now, so we can just move them in unison. Back. Nobody told you to move in the first place. Okay, is that fine with up there? I think I think we want to go a little further with the flatness there, and that way it can blend a little better. Will it blend? I don't know. Anybody else miss those old Blend Tech commercials where they used to just throw random shit into that blender? That thing was awesome. Always wanted one. Things are amazing. The random thoughts that pop into your head when you're just sitting here going over little details, I tell you, get interesting. All right. We have some random extra tail here. We don't want you. Go away. Let me gray this out so we can see how that all kind of working together. Did I use the wrong gray? No, that's the right gray. Okay. So yeah, tail-wise, I think I'm gonna be fun getting back to that wing issue that we were having. Yeah, Scar, good luck. I hope you catch lots of good stuff. Or at least enjoy the time. I mean, that's really what it's all about more than anything, right? Okay, so I think we're looking at tails. We're about, yay. That tail is flipping huge. Holy crap. All right, we will worry about reshaping that a little bit more, or not shaping the height and whatnot just a little bit more after a bit. First, we got to see how skinny we can make this thing. Oof. That is not as skinny as a person would have hoped for that back part. Oof. Is there something I can do to make that blend better? I don't know. Oh, wait. Okay, that's actually fine. Okay, well, this part of what we can do back there is the top isn't that wide, so we got to make that narrow. I don't know what you're talking about. There's too much, but there's... I don't know. I'm all right with it. Just not... yeah, there's definitely a definition of... People go way too damn far with it. That's the problem. Now, anybody watching this later that's not reading the chat's going to be like, what the hell is he talking about? Did he lose his damn mind? Yeah, it's been gone for years. Don't trouble yourself. I'll be fine. Okay, so if we do that, it'll blend in better. It won't make it stand out quite as much on the... But that doesn't help at the top. Yeah, I wish I could just make it just a little narrower up the top. That'd be so much nicer. I am not having a brain fart. Hell no. I'm saying people who watch this are going to be confused, and it's your fault. Is there another tail I could put on top? Possibly. Yeah, what about this little thing? Oh, hey, that might work. Not that one, but I mean, that might work to bring that together. Kinda. What's another one? That's definitely not it. That's a wing. Canard, no. Tail wing. Yeah, let's get a lineup going here. This one definitely not, because it's rounded at the top, and this one is not that kind of... Did that one. That's Delta. Big tail. I think that's all the tail wings, right? Yeah. No, you can't scale the wings and the and whatnot. It's basically only fuselage you can scale. That's why any real building I can do with this, it's almost all going to be fuselage related. All right, so first we got to actually click the right button. Get that spun around. Now we got to see how it blends, if it blends at all. I just don't want this to be the top, but I don't want to change how much is sticking out either too much, so it's... There's going to be a compromise in here somewhere. That's pretty much any game where there's limited parts. You're going to have a compromise. And just trying to compromise as little as possible. That's about all you can do. All right, let's see. How did that... I mean, I feel like it's a little better because it takes away this edge as being the last thing you see. Could I make it blend into that a little bit better? Possibly. For the hell of it, let's go ahead and try, just because if it does, then I can come up, I have a different idea of what I could do. So there. If this doesn't work, which it very well might not. Yeah, see, I still can't make that any narrower. That's just as narrow as it can go. That's the problem. If we were building on a smaller scale with smaller fuselages, we could do it. But since we can't, that's literally the narrowest it could be. If I wanted this to be wider, I could do it. Because if I made this middle part wider, I could actually do the 3 fuselage design like we did to triangle this one off. We could put a fuselage on both sides and then one in the center to round out everything, to tie them together. And then in the rear, we could use the angles to twist them into each other, which could give us a much tighter angle. But at the end of the day, you're not going to get any thinner than this, so I guess that really wouldn't matter. It would just be an appearance of being thinner because the front would be thicker, so not exactly ideal either. I did not know the tail of this was like that. That is an odd thing. Yeah, that is... I had no idea before this that's how the rear end of an AC or that a C-130 was like that. That's intriguing. All right, well, let's paint it, see what it looks like. I'm not super stoked on it, but honestly, I just don't know if there's a way to do that any better. I don't think there's any way I can make those narrower. Because, yeah, I don't like this transition, but I like it better than when there wasn't a transition, so... I mean, it's all about little improvement. Let's see, is there any other parts in here I could add that might do a transition? I don't know. Anything else I can repurpose? Yeah, I don't even think my solar panels will help me on that one. Actually, wait, they're gray, aren't they? I might be able to do that. You know what, just for the hell of it. By the way, these, what I've decided is like these building streams for Mondays. They're going to be as long as it takes, up to 3 hours. As long as it takes me to make it, the thing that we're talking about. So, if it takes 20 minutes, 20-minute video. It takes 3 hours and 20 minutes, well, then 20 minutes starts next week. Just because this one does seem to be more YouTube-centric for people that watch. Doesn't seem to be a big hit on Twitch. So, shorter videos for YouTube seems like a smart idea. So, hopefully, I can do these a little quicker. I mean, I'm not going to rush anything. I like hanging out with you guys, so just doesn't seem like a lot of people are interested in the game on Twitch, which seems odd. But yeah, why it's such a better deal on YouTube, I don't quite understand. I still have to blend some of this in, but all right, I think that's going to be as good as our tail can go. I don't know. I will be looking forward to comments on this one. What game do you play on Mondays? Gar, it's Monday right now. What game do I play? What game am I playing right now? This is Aviassembly. All right, Scar, still love you. Your brain's not functioning right. I noticed. It's all right. I needed a laugh anyway. That makes me that made me smile. That was That was awesome. All right, we need to move that into a place that has a level spot. We're going to go back to the original. I don't think I'm going to be able to do a better one. Oh, that's... Since we have it pulled out, let's take a look. It's kind of interesting. That is a very unique shape for a game that does not have any shapes like it. That's kind of neat. Yep. Trial and error. All right. So anyway, let's try this again. Somehow I grabbed the wrong fuselage. It happens. All right. We need to spin you 90 degrees. Bring this back to zeros. You. Yeah, sorry to redo. Oops. I have to redo this on you guys, but I can't think of a better way. I just cannot. Wait, we don't want to do that yet. I can't think of a better way to do this one. So far, when we did this before, it is the closest we came to having a working idea. I think we made that a little wide. And we're going to go back to it. I just don't see another way to fix this. All right, so this isn't the right spot for the wing, but we are going to drag it back here anyway. Oh, goodness. This is going to be fun. Hold on. So mirror that. Oh, wait. No, no, no. Actually, that got way better all of a sudden, and I didn't even think about it. Turn the mirroring off. Delete that. Delete this one because we need this one. Map. And quit missing. Overexcited. The mirroring's working this time, so at least we're getting something back. There, let's because the mirroring for some reason last time I was doing this did not want to work. All right, and then up a bit, and then we need to give it a spin. Wait, what happened? Why is that? Oh shit! I forgot it was backwards. I had to switch it already. So when I grabbed from the other side, it was going to be the wrong one. No. Hey Scar, you got room in the brain not functioning club? Because I think I might need to rent a room. Yeah, might be there a while. That was so silly. Yeah, because okay. Let me put that there. Then we move that one manually. Then we don't have to worry about it. Okay, so there, mirror, mirror, there, good. Now these, need to move these up the fuselage about. Yeah. We can do a quick double check on the pictures here. Need a good aerial. It's about 40% of the way from the rear to the front. Don't do that to me. No, no. I forgot. I got to move it all with this. And I have to actually click the colors. There we go. So they need to be up high. Are we at about close? We need to go back just a touch. There we go. I'm being way too anal about this, but you know, if I'm going to do it, I want to do it right. At least as close as I can. And while, like I say, some of you may be able to do a much better job, and I applaud you for it, I'm just trying to do the best I can. And that's, you know, for those of you, I know there's a lot of people who want to do stuff like this, but they're super critical of themselves. And if you enjoy it, do it anyway. Doesn't matter if you're the best at it, just do it and enjoy it and have fun. If people don't watch it, that's fine. Are you enjoying it? If so, you win. Don't take it so serious. I like that. You know, it's a stupid old movie, but, you know, it was a good quote. Don't take life too serious. Nobody gets out alive. Now we just got to find a way to make these not be a complete disaster in their mating surfaces, which is part of what we had the problem with before. Do not want 90 degree angle connection. Oh, damn it. There we go. There. There. There's not much I can do about that, unfortunately. And this. Oh, that hurts me a little bit. I mean, this I might be able to do a little bit of something for. The back, though, there is absolutely almost zero that I can do, because this is as skinny as it gets. So making anything thinner than that, just not a thing. If I could make them thinner, I would do that with the damn command on its own. It don't go down any further. Need the fuselages from the smaller planes. Unfortunately, that really is going to bother me, and there's nothing to be done for it, though. Like zero. All right, so now this ought to be fun. Got to try. Won't give me the. Can't reach what I need. There. Oh God. That might hide a little bit. Had some room to move. That's a fairly even line. It's not perfectly even, but it's fairly even. It did help in the middle a little. Oh wait, no, it's because it's on the inside. All right, we do need to move forward just a teeny tiny. How'd that go? Yeah, I don't think. There, that was the smallest movement I can do. Yeah, that is absolutely the closest that can get. Okay. Now, down. Just. Oh my God, that is really hard to move that little of a bit. I think we do want to split some of the difference, but if we get that filled up. That'll at least hide. Oh, that was too much, I think. All right. Well, actually, I can square that bottom off a little bit, and that will fit with that better. That's fine, but back here, the rear, we are completely hammered. Because the wings, obviously, have multiple surfaces, and these don't. Not in the same way, unfortunately. I think we're gonna tip it anyway. For good or ill, let's see what happens. Gotta split the difference. That's just too great of a divergence front and rear. At least if it's a line on the top and the bottom like that. There, that's about perfect. I mean, at least I might be able to make it look like it fits a little better somehow. Could be worse. I don't know. That's why we're testing. All right, let me look at this side while I work with the controls for the other side. Bring that up a bit. Then, oh, no, I need, and then, oh, don't zoom me in. No, you bastard. Now my wing's gone. All right, we'll back up. And let's, can I do, God. Why? I would have never thought this would be harder to make than a Comanche. This was an airplane, for crying out loud, and the game is made for airplanes. But this one is proving to be far more of a pain than the Comanche was. That is really odd. Alright, I think that front end boxing that bottom part, yeah, that helped connect that back in. Yeah, it's just out of curiosity. Turn off mirror mode for a second. I just want to see. I have a really dumb idea, and let's see how that goes. You know what they say, if it's dumb and it works, it's not dumb. So if this can help me to blend, hold on, there. And mirror it. It won't mirror it, huh? Quit being finicky. Mirror it. All right, don't then. I'll do it myself. All right. Good times. By the way, saying it's dumb and it works was not me implying that this has worked. It's merely saying that if it does work, not dumb. So far, still looking kind of dumb. Especially without being able to mirror it, that's going to just add a whole new level of frustration to it. Got to try to get these even without mirroring. Oh, if I only had steady hands, that would be such a help. Oh, wow, did I accidentally get it? Damn near, look at that. This. That is really, really close if you look at the amount of wing into the paper there. Okay, this is where it's going to go to shit, though, probably. This is where it's going to get weird. Oh, and you can't paint that. Oh, you suck. Oh, that sucks that it won't let us paint that little thing there. That's part of the detail. Man, I wish they gave us a little more control over the damn paint. That annoys me. That actually worked to a reasonable degree if I were to gently nudge that down. Damn it, I missed. Try again. Gently nudge that down. That takes that out, so the decoration's good there. The leading edge on there isn't awful. That actually smooths that hump out. Very nice. Gentle. Oh, but that is... But see, if I put that low enough to where it... Well, okay. Let's quit pissing and moaning and actually just try to do something about it. Planing ain't gonna do any good. Okay, so we'll tip that up. Since we can't do mirror mode, we're gonna do these at the same time in case it works. Where is that? I think it's right about there. Yep. I have an idea. So now we will just tip this front part further down there and hope that this looks just as good on the underside, which it won't, but that's okay. There. Need it to, it can bleed through a little bit, but it's one down. Oh my god. I need an actual mouse for it'll never work. Thanks, Scar. Be right back, gotta do some work. Alright. What I need is one of those mice that is just for 3D modeling. That with those are delicate operation mice. Those are nice, and their price is really not nice though. Damn, they're expensive. Okay, hey, that I'm not saying it's perfect, but that almost looks intentional. We got some design in on it. I think I left a little too much angle on that wing. Oh wait, no, it does actually have an upsweep. What am I thinking? This is bugging me a little bit. And I do this without destroying everything. Of course it has to do it evenly from both sides. I only want to pull from the front. I'd like to put a front runner down there for some color. But I did get that lined up in the front just a little too well. And there's nowhere for it to go. I mean, it's actually too far on that side, which means I was going to say there's no way that's a thing. These just need to move forward a bit. Oh, it's so hard because it makes you back up way back here. You can't tell actually did it or not. So you get done, zoom back in, and see that you got that about perfect. Okay. But yeah, I mean, we're splitting the difference on there just to try to make that blend a little better. But man, that actually made that kind of disappear. I mean, it's still there, but almost like an optical illusion, you don't really see it. I'd consider that a good victory. I wish I could think of a way to do the same thing back here, but the only way I could would be to like fully custom build the wings out of fuselage, which I think would look awful. Honestly, I mean, let's see if by any chance our engines can help salvage us here. Maybe that's just what we need. We need some big engines. They are prop engines, so let's look at what the turboprop there is. Just not a big enough damn engine in the game. All right, let's just put them up here for now just to take a look at it. And then we got these. Those actually are bigger. I think those are the ones we'll probably end up using. Okay. We need 4 of these bad boys. Turboprops have more power, though. I can't really tell, but I'm pretty sure these would be turboprop. I mean, it just stands to reason, but that longer blade profile would look a lot nicer. Wait, how big were these again? These are the electrics. Hey, they're just tiny little guys. All right, so for now, I'll just get rid of those. Is there any hope of sticking those to the wings? Kinda. All right, and we need 4. Those do actually sit right up on the wing like that, too. They're not hanging down like on some planes. We can actually probably push them up into the wing just a touch more. Just enough so they're not breaking through the top. It looks like they've got those things seated up there as damn near as level as possible, so. Looking at the overhead view on the plane, looks like this actually should come forward a little bit even more. That tail wing is wicked. So basically what I'm saying here, hold on. Take a moment. Turn off mirror mode, do that again. So it locks in. Should have done the other, but I didn't, so whatever. Actually, wait. There's an easier way to do that one. Hold on. So here. Don't want it straight, so there was no point in going back to snapping, but that is not what I meant to do. Oh god, I hope I didn't just break it. I didn't do anything to it. Awesome. All right. Supposed to be on this one. Squish. God damn it. Where's the other squish? I want a squish. Thank you. Squishy. Okay, and then we'll just go long. Then squish a little this way. Squish. God damn it. Why is it so finicky sometimes? There we go. That way. Okay. Then that down there. See, how's that fitting? Need to bring it back at all? Oh, there. Wow, that was actually way easier than I thought it was going to be. But yeah, that does that on the tail too. That's kind of neat. That actually, matter of fact, here, let me bring it out of there for a second. A little longer. But because of that, now I have an idea. Now I know where there's a different issue, and I expected that already, so. Yeah, there. That looks really decent. Really, really decent. Now, the problem with that, though, is I'm thinking the wings might be just a little far back, but not much. I mean, if it is, it's, you know what? No, that's just a different plane angle when I look at this one. No, we're good. We're good on the plane angle. Thank goodness. How are we going to put detail in here without redoing the whole wing? We can't do that. That's just not an option. Also, I need to move my engines. They are not in the correct place. So, let's scoot these. You know what? That's good enough to start. And then manually take care of there. I want... God, I wish I could use them to hide that seam. Can I do it? Can we? Can we please? Can we? Oh, hey, look at that. Hey, look at that. Oh, this might actually be okay. That might actually be okay. Uh-huh. Like I say, the wings won't be perfect, but there's just for the width and whatnot. I got them best I could. And luckily they do have the right design, so that's awesome. There, and then believe it or not, the front engines, they are quite close together, and there's a lot of wing left, so off to the side. That is on purpose, I guess. But almost breaks through. And we want them equidistant there. That's... Wings just aren't big enough for the engines we've got, and that's fine. What if we make those level with the blades? Yeah, it's still not going to quite be there. We'll still have a little bubble butt coming out the rear. And also, they do have a tendency to use refueling pods in between. Really? Right in between the engines. Look at there. Luckily, we have refueling pods in the game. That's nice. So we don't have to try to custom that. I'm almost customed out for the day. I'm just saying. This has been way more challenging than I thought, which has been fun. But holy crap. Holy crap. I mean, that what else do you say? It's just holy crap. All right. engine color's a little awkward, but hey, what the hell. All right, so last but not least, we need some wheels. And it's not necessarily 100% last, but all right, can I do a single in the front and then the big old ones in the rear here? Then I got to look to see where they have them. I need a better angle. Okay, let me see that one. That is a awful angle. That was worse. Okay, so yeah, that is about right. We just need to move them back. Not a surprise. I mean, you do kind of need them, you know, where the wings are generally. These are going to be impossible to get straight with how many fuselages we had to run. Anyway, so the front end, though, let's get that one up. That was our just behind cockpit. Oh, and turn mirror mode off. We did not need both of you. One will do. Oh, that's going to be fun to get in place. Because we've got that flat spot there, so it has no snap point to the fuselage. All right, we're going to have to just do this like this. All right, there. Ups-a-daisy. And they are pretty short. Pretty short landing gear. So she sits real low to the ground, probably because it's a cargo, and it needs to load and unload. So that makes good sense. Mirror, please. All right, and are we good there? I think we might be. Oh, here. No, we need to go back just a bit. This game I'll have to exaggerate it a little bit because otherwise she will just sit down on her tail. All right. We actually get to fly it now? Can we try? I want to try. See, it still wants to just sit down on her tail, even though we did that. All right, hold on. Plus, they weren't final placement yet. If you can't tell, they're poking through here. All right, so I go back further, and we do need to tuck them in a bit. This is not the greatest. Guess we can bring these a little tighter to the body, and same with this one. I thought it was going to compress more. It did not. Okay, I still need to tuck them in just a little bit, but we are sitting nice and low. All right, before I even go any further, we're just going to take care of these issues. Can't tell where they are because, you know, you can't see it. But there, okay, I think we're good. Now, I don't know if these engines even have enough energy to take this damn plane off the ground. But here's our profile view. That rear wing, you know, I'm proud of what we did, but it's still, it's not perfect. That's for damn sure. I think if I could get this triangle out of the top corner there, it would help a little bit. We'll have to take a peek at that in a second. For now, let's see what happens. Oh, that's a big, heavy girl. Holy crap. Oh, goodness. Is she going to make it off the ground? We don't have enough wing for this. We haven't even hit 50 miles an hour. I can do a hell of a wheelie. Oh, this is going to be the... You know what? I was going to say it's going to be the biggest lawn dart we've ever had, but that's the best I could do. I could throw it into a tree. I can't even get off the ground to do a lawn dart. All right, that's fine. We don't quit that easy. But first, actually, that's fairly easy to fix. I'm going to leave that out because that is our ramp, so I kind of want that. Actually, can I make that stand out just a touch? There. That's just our loading ramp, so we're leaving that as like a hinged area. We're good. I'm not unhappy with that. I quite like it, actually. That was a happy little accident. But up here, is there something else I could do. I think I already narrowed it down as much as I could, didn't I? Oh, I didn't. I didn't. Ooh, that makes me happy. But that doesn't necessarily mean it's going to work. It just makes me happy. Happy and working are two different things. Well, looky. Um, that's much better, isn't it? That looks so much better. So much better. Wow. That's very pleasing. Very happy time. Looks muscular. It's got jowls down here. It's just gonna bite you. It's really hard to get this perfectly. I mean, I could literally spend just an hour here smoothing this out, but you're talking just a bunch of watching. I don't want mirror mode. Hold on. I should have deleted those first, but whatever. Actually, here, just. Oh, never mind. You know what? Go away. Never mind. You know what? Go away. You're talking just a bunch of really unexciting trial and error of this over and over again. Squish, squish. Most likely squish. This would go down. And also, wait. Also go in. And it would just be a lot of gap filling. It just super unexciting. Didn't click that, you liar. Put that back. Let's see. I mean, I will try to put one in because it does need at least one to help smooth that out. But all the clicks, oh, more than that. Okay, there. We're on a 90 again. Cannot have that. Thank you. There. And I need that, please. No more spinny. But yeah, needless to say, this would just, after how much you guys have stuck through, this is just the amount of fiddly in this is going to be huge. And this is all it would be. It's just this over and over and over again. And I'm not feeling that mean to you guys right now. This should go down too. And this one can go smaller. You're just trying to fill that one little gap there a bit, which actually, what would help with that would be that rotation. And sticking out at all? Not really. That's not terrible, but yeah. See, this is, you can tell it still needs more, and that's where the problem comes in. Because it would take a lot of this just back and forth to fix it. Does this fix it? No. All right then. Do it this way. Did that fix it? No. Yet. Cry in a corner for 2 hours. Then try again. All right. So let's see. Wait, no, actually, I want to do another angle on that side. Wow, yeah, so yeah, that's just one part, and then another part's gonna have to get blended for up here. Can mirror it even. Hey, it at least mirrored. And even that, it's still going to have another one. So you're going to have to do layer after layer after layer all the way up and then blend these into the front and blend these around. I will do one more, but that's as far as that's going to go because those will just snap on. Then we're going to go back to just finishing. Do that. Again, if you do it better, by all means, tell me how. I'm curious. And I have no ego about being anywhere near the best at this because I'm just not. I just enjoy doing it. And somebody asked me to make this, so I thought I would give it a try. It's up to them, in my opinion, as to whether or not I succeeded. I don't know. I'm still trying to figure that out myself. Figure that out. Well, I don't know this. Well, I mean, it would blend that in. So technically, it's all about what happens after the paint. So let's see. It still doesn't match in. Holy crap. Yeah, that would be a bunch more work. But you get the idea. You just basically just keep doing it till you find the one that works there. And yeah, I wasn't super pleased with this part anyway. Kind of liked it better before I fixed it for now. While even though it's not perfect, it was better than what I did after it. All right, so now we just need to make it fly. We have everything else. We fixed the goofy tail to make it at least less goofy, which is amazing. Making it fly is going to be easy because cheat. We can't put more engines on the outside and still keep the right look, so that means we've got to stuff some of these inside, and those can lift pretty much anything off the ground. All right. I don't think we were going to have the same problem anymore. We might need more, but, well, we're over 80. Oh, God. Slow down. Although we can't go very fast. Those glider wings I forgot that we used for filler. I'm sorry, glider wings. I can't go any slower. I have to. Well, we could shove like 400 balloons inside of it, I suppose. Okay, hold on. Let's lawn dart this thing real quick. It was going to lawn dart itself anyway, it looks like. Alrighty. But yeah, that could help. Then we could go a little slower and not be... I think we might even be able to use the big... Oh, they're big depending on the fuselage you use, apparently. So yeah, don't think it's going to work. Give it a shot anyway. Why not? I just need it. What are you doing? Oh, because I got a stupid snap. God, I really wish that didn't reset every time you came in. That actually catches me out like every damn time because I just don't think about it. Because I've already made that setting. Leave me alone. All right, so there. Swivel it this way. I don't think it's going to fit. I just need to see. Just not used to changing a setting and then every time having that setting revert back to zero or to where it started from. It's kind of obnoxious. But all right, that my C-130 is pregnant, and that's not going to work. We need a million small ones then. We're going to do these in batches. Hold on. There. Actually, get further. There. We'll reduce its weight just a little bit. What are you trying to make the airplane choke on? No, I'm trying to reduce its weight. So I'm putting balloons inside so that it doesn't need to go as fast, because with the glider wings they are fragile, very fragile. They can't handle it. Put a few more in the rear because pretty heavy. Wait, what happened? Why does it say live offline? My stream's still going? This is still going on Streamlabs, but Wisebot saying it's dead. Had a blip a little bit ago. Oh, shoot. Well, hopefully it didn't screw up the recording. All right. Well, it is what it is. There. Can't worry about it now. It's done and over. Okay. So, yeah, we're reducing all the weight. Looks like you might have had a second blip. Oh, lovely. Well, I'll find out if it's just Twitch or if it was my internet in general. Although my internet's fine. It's still full. So it must be Twitch, I guess. Twitch does hate me, so that's okay. All right, so let's see. Does that help? Can we get off the ground easier now? Let's not even bother to crank all the way up. Not getting off at 50. I wanted to get off at 50 miles an hour, but well, she'll fly, but she's just on the ragged edge of ripping those glider wings across. But there is the take on the C-130. Far more frustrating than it should have been. But that's kind of neat in its own way because it took a lot more work and effort to make this than I had considered. So kind of, I was worried it was actually going to be too short a video, and here it took 2 hours to even get to this point. And I hope you liked it. I appreciate people sticking around watching. I'd love to know if somebody else has got some tricks on these things. I go boom, lawn darted like hell. Yeah, the wing flew off. I mean, glider wings aren't very strong, but they're really good for filler to help fill in gaps. But yeah, I hope this is the way you wanted it to look. Like I say, this was a suggestion in the comments. So if you want to see something built, I mean, if it can build it with the parts, we'll give it a shot. If it's too complex, I'll let you know. But who knows? We might try something stupid anyway. Anyway, everybody, thanks for coming out. If you've got new suggestions, make sure B2. You mean you're talking about the Dorito? Anyway, throw them in the comments section. I'll look through them. As always, otherwise, I will see you guys on Thursday for Scrap Mechanic, most likely this week. Y'all take care. See you guys later. Bye-bye.